So yesterday, so I said like this is how we work with. Yeah, we started with garbage collection, right? So this is called automatic memory management, right? So in Python, memory management is automatic. So you are not taking care of memory management. So that is taken care by which one? Garbage collector. Provided by which one? Python virtual machine. But I say no, which objects are eligible for garbage collection is only unreferenced objects are eligible for what? Garbage collection. Referenced objects means the objects bind with a variable is called as referenced object. So the object doesn't bind with a variable is called unreferenced object. And these unreferenced objects are not eligible for garbage collection. These unreferenced objects are not eligible for garbage collection. Only referenced objects are eligible for garbage collection, right? Now can you get the reference count of the object by using one function called getReferenceCount? Is a function belongs to which module here? Sys module. So return the reference count of the object here. So you are importing sys module and you are getting this. And if you want to execute any code before your object is destroyed, if you want to execute any code before your object is destroyed, you are writing one special function inside that. And that you can call it as a destructor. So inside the class, you can write a constructor. And inside the class, you can write what? Destructor. So what is a destructor is? So here, destructor is a special function. Okay, destructor is a special function. Like constructor is a special function. Like the destructor is also a special function which is executed before object is destroyed by which one here? Garbage collector. Before object is destroyed by garbage collector, right? So destructor is a special function which is executed before object is destroyed by which one? Garbage collector. Okay. So generally constructor is executed automatically. So constructor is executed automatically whenever you create object of a class. Constructor is executed automatically whenever you create object of a class, right? So constructor is executed automatically. So whenever we create which one here? Object. So constructor is for allocating resources and destructor is deallocating resources allocated within what here? Constructor. So it means the block of code which has to be executed before destroying the object. So block of code which has to be executed automatically before object is what here? Destroyed. So that code you are writing inside what? Destructor. So what is the name of the destructor is? __delete __. So this you can call it as which method? Destructor method. So what is a constructor method? underscore underscore init. Init is called as a constructor and delete is called what? Destructor. Okay, init is called as a constructor and delete is called what here? Destructor. And this code get executed automatically before deleting what here? Object. So what is the name of this here? Delete. Destructor name is what here? Delete. Constructor name is what here? Init. Init is a constructor name and delete is what here? Destructor name. I can write anywhere this code. For example, I'm trying to write one class. So there is a class called A here. And within the class A, I'm writing what here constructor I write. So I just display the message saying that inside what is that here constructor. Then I write one more method here, delete. And this you can call it as, what is it called as here? Destructor. So there is a constructor is there and there is a destructor. See, how many methods I've written? Two methods. One is init. Init is called as a constructor and delete is called as a destructor. So there is a function here main. So what will happen when I create object? So whenever you create object, your object get created by invoking which one? Constructor. So which object is created here? A object is created. So which object is created? A object. So what will happen on creation of object? It will call which one? Constructor. So what is the message I'll get inside the constructor? And suppose I call the main. Okay, I call the main. Okay, I call the main. Now my program execution is done by calling which function here? Main function. So it will call which function here? Main. And this main function, within main function, you create an object of which class? A class. Now this will call the constructor. And what is the message here inside constructor? Inside constructor. Now, is it execution of main is completed? Yes. Then what will happen to this object? This object is eligible for which one? Garbage collection. So, but before this object is reclaimed by the garbage collector, it will execute which one? Delete function. And whatever code you write inside a delete function, or whatever code you write inside what here? Destructor. Whatever code you write inside destructor, that code get executed. Now, what is the message you'll get inside a destructor? What is the message you'll get inside a destructor? But are you deleting any object here? No, you are not deleting any object. The object is deleted by garbage collector provided by Python virtual machine. So once you run this, now you can see inside constructor and inside what is that? Destructor. But you constructor anyway get executed when you create what? Object. But are you call the destructor or is called automatically? Called automatically. So before this object is what? Garbage collected. Before this object is garbage collected, is it called the destructor or not? Yes. So obj1 equal to I create object of which class here? A class. I created object of which class? A class here, right? So now whatever statements which you want to execute before deleting the object, and that you can do it by using or by writing one special function, and that special function you can call it as what here? Destructor. So there is a two statements you have here. One is inside constructor. One is inside constructor and one more is, it means this memory is referenced memory or unreferenced? Unreferenced. But is it unreferenced memory is automatically removed by C? No, because who execute the C program? OS. Okay, OS doesn't provide any things related with what? C. Getting on. So as a programmer, you need to take care of deallocation of what? Memory. If you don't take care of deallocation of memory, that leads to what here? Wastage of memory. Now you have to write free P. If you write a free P, what will happen? Is it this memory is deleted or not? Yes. It means as a programmer, you have to think about allocation as well as what here? Deallocation. If you forgot to deallocate it, then it leads to all these things. Okay. So that is some drawback, right? And that can be overcome by introducing which one? Automatic memory management. So whichever memory which is unreferenced, that unreferenced memory is automatically removed by what? Garbage collector. But you can enable or disable what? Garbage collector by using two functions here. One is enable is there and one more is what? Disable. And if you want to check, is it garbage collector is enabled or disabled? That you can verify it by using some functions like is enable or is what here? Disable. You can do that by using functions like is enable or is disable, gc dot enable and gc dot disable, and gc dot is enabled or disable. Whether you are enable, you are trying to, you are requesting the Python virtual machine, okay, enable garbage collector and disable garbage collection and checking whether it is enabled or what? Disabled by using is enabled function, and one more is enable, and what is that? Disable. Now if you want to find out that, you can simply write import. What you can write? Import, what is it? GC and GC dot. Now I can use one function. What is the name of the function here? Is enabled. So is it garbage collection is enabled or not? Yes. If I'm writing GC dot, what I write here? Disable. Okay, and after that I'm saying GC dot is enabled. Now in this case it is written what? False. Okay, now if I want to enable again, if it is disable, is it eligible for garbage collection? No. Even though if I delete it, it is not eligible for garbage collection until your program execution is not completed. Until your program execution is not completed, even though it is under reference, it is not eligible for what? Garbage collection. But once the execution of your program is completed, is it all that memory is deleted or not? Yes. But during the execution of program, your garbage collector is what? Disabled. During execution of program, your garbage collector is disabled. But after execution of program, your garbage collector automatically remove all the, because is it execution of program is completed or not? Yes. Okay, during the execution of program, garbage collector is disabled. During the execution of program, garbage collector is disabled. Now I can make garbage collector enable by using garbage collector dot enable, and I'm saying garbage collector dot is. So what I'm using here? Enable. Is enable. Oh, enabled. GC dot. So is enabled, right? Is it garbage collector is enabled or not? Yeah. So is enabled, is it? So that will enable the garbage collector. Now import GC module and GC dot is enabled. So this will return true, and GC dot disable and GC dot is enabled is written false. GC dot enable and GC dot is enabled. Now this will written again true. So import GC, right? But if you disable garbage collector, it doesn't mean that, yes. So once the garbage collector is, once the garbage, once the garbage, okay, once the garbage collector is, once the garbage collector is, once the garbage collector is what? Disabled. Okay. So during the execution of, during the execution of program, during the execution of program, what will happen? Garbage collection is not done. Garbage collection is, okay, not done. Okay, garbage collection is not done. But after execution of program, after execution of program, okay, all the objects are, all the objects are what? Garbage. All the objects are what here? Garbage collected. Because once the program execution is completed, what will happen? It should deallocate memory or not? Yes. So, but during the execution of program, there's no garbage collection is done. During the execution of program, there's no garbage collection is done. So what is the meaning of this is, for example, I said obj1 equal to a, okay, and then I'm saying gc dot, and I just import gc module here. I just import which module here? gc module, and I'm saying, okay, I'm saying here disable garbage collector dot disable, and then I'm saying delete object 1. Delete object 1, I just write here one statement called input. So delete is for deleting object or not? Yes. But I said whenever you delete the object, before deleting the object, is it garbage collection is, before deleting object, is it garbage collector calls which one here? Destructor. But is it displayed one message called destructor or not? Yes. So it means, is it this function is done or not done? Done. See here, gc dot disable. I said gc dot disable. But is it garbage collector is enabled or disable? Disable. But garbage collector is only a service, and you are requesting Python virtual machine disable garbage collector. But whether it is disable or enable completely depends on what? Python virtual machine, right? So suppose, okay, I didn't say here delete object 1. Instead of that, I said object 1 equal to what here? None. If I say object 1 equal to none, what will happen? Is it this object is referenced or unreferenced? Unreferenced. Is it this object become referenced or unreferenced? Unreferenced. Then what will happen if I run this? Now, even though inside constructor and inside which one here? Destructor. It means, is it garbage collection is enabled or disabled? Enable only. Because you are, doesn't mean that if you are saying garbage collector dot disable, immediately it will disable the garbage collector. Disabling the garbage collector is completely depends on which one? Python virtual machine. Why? Because memory management is one of the important concept. Getting on it. So you cannot on and off which one? Garbage collector. Memory management is one of the important thing related with what? Application development or project development. And it doesn't mean that when you say disable, it doesn't disable it. Disabling is completely depends on what? Python virtual machine. So don't think that disable means it will disable the garbage collector immediately and then start disabling what do you call it as removing objects, right? So it is only a service. It is only a request. You are saying the Python virtual machine that, okay, disable the garbage collector, but enabling disabling garbage collector is completely depends on what? Python virtual machine. But there is a functions. So you have a functions called enable, and what is that here? Disable. And to find out whether garbage collection is enabled or disabled by using a function called which one? Is enabled or what? Disable. Okay. So generally this garbage collector works in two ways generally, based on the reference count, and second one is based on the generation. Now most of the garbage collectors, I mean in application development, you will try to use based on which one reference count. But there is one more type of thing out there which is called as generation. Now that is when you're trying to work with some referenced an object will which refers toward the same object. In that case, okay, this referenced garbage collection doesn't work. In that case, you'll go for which one? Generation count. Okay, but anyway, this is how garbage collection is done in the Python. Okay, so but this is garbage collection is done based on which objects here? Unreferenced object. So an object which doesn't bind with variable, an object which doesn't bind with variable is called as which object? Unreferenced object. And these unreferenced objects are automatically removed by garbage collector provided by Python virtual machine, right? Okay, right. Now next, let us talk about another concept here. So all these are simple things. I don't know, right? Yes. Hmm. Yes, that is what I'm telling you know. So disabling garbage collection will not be done immediately. Getting on it. It is a service. Actually, it is a service which is running within the Python virtual machine. It is a thread which is running within Python virtual machine. When you say disable, it doesn't mean that immediately it will stop working. Which one? Garbage collection. Because memory management is one of the important thing in application development. So because of that, okay, when you say disable, it is only a requesting, right? You are sending a request to the garbage collector. You are sending the request to the Python virtual machine, disable it. But disabling completely depends on which one? Python virtual machine. Okay. You cannot say that immediately it will disable. You cannot say that immediately it will disable which one? Garbage collection. Not only Python, even if you are working with Java also. Okay, JVM is there, Java virtual machine. You cannot disable garbage collection. You cannot say that, okay, disable. You cannot directly interact with what? Garbage collector. Okay, you cannot interact directly with the garbage collector. You cannot invoke the garbage collector. Garbage collector is invoked by which one? Python virtual machine when you run the program. Because who run the program? Python virtual machine only. So you cannot say directly garbage collector disable. No. Disable is only a request sending to which one? Python virtual machine. Same thing. If you are working with the other languages also, same thing happens. Like Java, you have which one? JVM, Java virtual machine. So you can enable and disable garbage collector there also. But there also, if you write enable true and enable what? False. Enable true and enable false. Enable true means, enable false means it immediately doesn't disable it. Getting on it. It is only a request. You are saying that, okay, you are sending only a request. Such collector is invoked by which one? Python virtual machine. Okay, now. So controlling of garbage collector is done by which one? Python virtual machine, but you cannot control it, right? So by just invoking the disable, it doesn't mean that garbage collector is immediately what? Disabled. Okay, right. So there is one more. You say no. There is one more module is there. And what is that is, so there is a, so there is one more module is there, and that module is Python. What is the name of this module? Logging module is there. Python logging. So this logging module also comes with the Python software only. Python logging or logging module. What is the name of the module? Logging module is there. Okay. Today is the last date here. Don't worry. When the course will be completed and miss, within 1 hour it will be over. Okay, na? Right. I will not take more time, right? Okay. So just listen for 1 hour. It will be over. Huh? Right. Yeah, I'll give you the project. Project I'll give you. Okay. Right. So actually no one will teach you this logging module. Okay. Logging, we have seen so many modules and so many example, right? Yes. Yesterday only, I said today is the last day. Okay. You can enjoy. Okay. After this, you can enjoy. Okay. Right. So you are with me from past 4 months, right? Almost 3.5 months. Okay. Yes. Total I'll tell you. Total I'll tell you. Don't worry. We'll complete it with some colorful circles, lines, everything. Okay. Don't worry about that also. Right. पूरा जॉब भी दे दूंगा यार, क्या है उसमें. पूरा क्या बोलते, అరటి పండు ఒలిసి నోట్లో పెట్టాలి. అంతేనా? నోట్లో పెట్టినా కూడా తిను అంటే తినాలి, ఎట్లా తినాలి కూడా చెప్పాలి. అవునా కదా? ఓకే. రైట్. So okay, no problem. Logging or logging module. Logging module. So this is a logging is a default module which comes with the Python software only. Okay, logging module, right? So logging facility for Python. Logging facility for Python, right? Now this is called as a logging module, right? Okay. Okay. So logging facility, logging module provide logging facility for what? Python. But this is used in real time, right? So logging is a default module. So which comes with Python software. So it means don't think that Python means only calendar. Okay. Python means initially when take demos, right? How you impress the student? Python is easy. Calendar. It will show you what year calendar. Then you will be very happy. अरे एक ही statement में calendar पूरा आ गया बोल. Sir, then you join the Python. Then after that you start thinking about Python means not calendars, square roots. Lot of things are there in what? Python. Okay. So this is one of the topmost programming language, right? Providing so many things, lot of things you can do it by using this Python software. So logging is a default module which comes with what here? Python software. So what you can do with this logging, right? Logging, the name itself, right? In application development, you come across some messages, log messages. Messages means what will happen in application development is, in application development, see there will be a different process will be there. So there will be a different stages will be there in project development, right? So there will be a development stage and there is what? Deployment stage. Development as well as what? Deployment. In development, you try to print some messages. Like suppose you write one condition and you try to test it, whether this condition is working properly or not by writing some temporarily one message or not. Yes. But how you write that message is by using which statement? Print statement. You write that messages using which statement? Print statement. Then after developing the project, after developing the project, once the project development is completed, then whatever those test messages are there, you have to delete it or not. Yes. So that will become what? Very complex. Become what? Very complex, right? Then what you do is you take the help of which module here? Logging module. You take the help of which module? Logging module is nothing but recording different types of what? Messages. Logging module. Suppose, for example, whenever clients send a request, for example, assume that when Windows is start up, how many files are loaded? It is stored in one log file. Suppose if any one file is not loaded, it means some services are not working, right? So where you'll check, is it that service is working or not working? Within one file. What is that file? Log file. In the same way, you develop a project, you don't print the error messages on the screen. Where you print the error messages? Within one file. Because if anything happen at the time of executing application, you don't display on the screen because the client doesn't know what is that error messages. Suppose whenever there is an error message, what that client will do is he'll try to contact whom? The person who developed the project. Then this person will ask what kind of error message. He cannot able to what? Interact. What exactly that error is. Then what these people will do is they'll create one log. So whenever there is an error, they'll try to put inside one log file. If any error occurs, you report that log. You send that log to whom? Development team. And development team see the log file and identify where is the error is. But you never display the error messages on what? Console. Only information messages you display on what? Console. But not error messages you don't display on what? Console. You put inside one log. Log messages. Logging means storing messages. Logging is a default module which comes with the Python software, right? Is a default module which comes with the Python software. And now you can see here, this module defines functions and classes, which implements a flexible event logging system for applications, as well as what? When you're developing which one? Libraries. Applications, as well as when you're developing your own libraries. Okay, you'll try to use this. Okay. Logging is very important here in application development. So the key benefits having a logging API provide a standard library module that all Python modules can participate in logging. So your application log can include your own messages integrated with messages from which one? Third-party modules. So what is the name of the module? Logging module. So there is a logger object you can create. Okay. And you come across different types of now. Yes, you come across different types of messages. Now this logging module will provide different functions to display what? Different messages. Different functions for displaying what? Different messages. Now you can see there is a message called which one? Info message. And there is a warning message. There is an error message. And there is a critical message. And there is a log levels. Means every message will have some number. So log a message with an integer level on this integer. An exception message. and you can also add which one? Filters. But just try to understand, there are different types of messages you can display it by using which one? Log, where you can record the messages. What you can do is you can record the messages by using all these functions. So there is a log a message with level info on this logger, and warning message, log a message with level warning on the logger or on this logger, and critical message, log a message with the level critical on which one? Logger. So this logger can be a file or it can be any other thing, right? So just to see here, now you can set even level here, set the threshold for the logger level, logging messages which are less than, so which are ignored, right? Just see here, logger object is there. The key benefit of having a logger API, now this is used with applications. Yes, very simple concept, but this is very much useful at the time of developing which one? Applications. At the time of developing which one? Applications. Now concept is a simple. Think if it is there. I said for previous class. Okay, no problem. So I prepared some notes on this logging. I'll just check here. Now this is a logging module. Okay. Yes. Annotations are there. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, just prepare some points on this logging module. So logging is a very useful tool in programmers toolbox, right? So logs provide developers with an extra set of eyes that are constantly looking at the flow that an application is going through. That is what I said. Whenever you are writing a program, you try to write certain statements, right? You try to write some statements which are nothing but information messages or error messages, warning messages, or debugging messages. Debugging, for example, suppose what will happen is in programming development is, or application development is, what you do is you just write one condition here. Some A is greater than B. You write one condition A is greater than B. And here you will try to display the message saying that something like which one? Hello. Now, why you write this message? Because I want to check whether this condition is working properly or not. I want to check this condition is working properly or not. So it's nothing but, is it, this is called as debugging message or not? Yes. Suppose if this condition is working properly, then suppose at the time of development you write some statements whether this condition is working or properly or not by just including one statement called which one? Hello. So assume that development is completed. Then I have to remove these messages or not? Yes. So this becomes very complex or not? So whatever debugging messages are there, I have to develop, I have to remove all debugging messages. But this becomes what? Very complex. But this complexity can be avoided by using which module here? Logging module, by introducing logging messages. And these messages can be either enabled or what? Disabled. These messages will be there in the program, but you can enable or what? Disable. You can enable or debug. Now, suppose you want to disable which message? Debug message. You can disable what? Debug message. You want to disable info message. You can disable what? Info message. Now, that kind of thing you can do it by using which module? Logging module. And not only that, I said, one more thing is, you don't display the error messages on what? Console. You try to display the error messages inside one file, inside one file, inside one file, and that can be redirected by using which module? Logging module. Now, logging module is a Python is ready to use powerful module that is designated to meet the needs of beginners as well as what? Enterprise teams. It is used by most of the third-party Python libraries. So you can integrate your log messages with what? One from those libraries to produce homogeneous log for your application. And adding logging to your Python program is easy as this. First thing what you have to do is import which module here? Logging module. And with the logging module imported, you can use something called a logger. A logger to a log messages that you want to see it. So by default, there are 5 standard levels indicating of which one events are event messages, and each has corresponding method or function that is used to log events at that level. Now, the defined levels in order of increasing, these are the messages. One is which one? Debug message, and second one is which message? Info message, and third one is what? Warning message, and fourth one is a error message, and fifth one is what? Critical message. Now, how many messages you are displaying here? 5 types of messages: debug, info, warning, error, and one more is a critical. Now, the logging module provides with a debug default logger that allows you to get started without needing too much configuration. You can simply say import logging, and you can say logging dot what? Debug. Now, this is called as which message? Debug message. Logging dot info. This is called as which message? Info message. You are saying logging dot warning. This is called as which message? Warning message. Logging dot error. This is which message? Error message. Logging dot critical. This is which message? Critical message. When you say debug, debug info warning. So the output of the above program look like this. So it is displaying which message? Warning message. And it is displaying which message? Error message. And it is displaying which message? Critical message. The output shows severity level before each message along with the root, and root is nothing but main program, which is the name of the logging module given to its default logger. So this format which shows the level, name, and message separated by a colon. One more is what? Critical. But you try to display how many messages here? How many types of messages you displayed here? How many levels of messages are there here? 5 are there, but it is displayed how many messages? How many messages displayed here? Only 3 messages. One is a warning message, and second one is error message, and one more is what? Critical message. But is it displayed debug and info? No, because the default logger level is set. Okay, default logger level is set. Now you can see you can use the basic configure method to configure which one? Logging. Now, some of the commonly used parameters with the basic configure are, so first one is what here? Level. The root logger will be set to the specified severity level. And next one is what? File name. This specifies the name of the file and file mode. If file name is given, the file is opened in this mode. The default is what here? A, which means what here? Append mode. So format. This is a format of the log message by using the level parameter, right? You are saying logging dot basic config level equal to logging dot what is that? Debug. Debug is it. Now you are saying define. You are trying to define the logging basic level as what? Debug. Debug is it. Debug means now you have to understand this. Debug is less than or greater than. You have to understand this. Debug is less than or greater than. Suppose if the debug level is less than threshold, this is nothing but threshold set level. I think is the topmost level is which one? Debug. So debug. If I say just here, threshold is nothing but each log level will have some number. Each log level is having some number. You are trying to say logging dot basic config level equal to logging dot what is that? Debug. So debug is called as which level here? Root level. So if it is a numbering is given, we'll just see that number. Log messages number, if the number is given, we'll just see that number, right? So logging module here. Now these are called as a logging levels. So this will define which value here? Numeric value. What is a critical numeric value here? 50. And error is what here? 40. And warning is what here? 30. And info is what here? 20. And debug is what here? 10. And no set is what here? 0. So the numeric values of logging levels are given in the following table. So these are the primarily of the interest if you want to define your own levels and need them to have a specific values relative to what predefined levels. If you define a level with the same numeric value, it overrides the predefined value. Now the predefined names is lost. Now you can see numeric values like 50, 40, 30, 20 and what? 10. Suppose if I define the log level as a debug, if I define the log level as what here? Debug, it will try to display what? Critical, error, warning, info as well as what? Debug. Suppose if I define the log level as info, it will display critical, error, warning and what is that? Info. If I define the log level as which one? Warning, it will display critical, error and what is that? Warning. If I define the log level as which one? Error, it will display critical and what is that? Error. If I say log level is critical, then it will display only which one? Critical. Now you try to define the log level at the time of creating which object? At the time of creating which object here? Logging object. Now you are creating it by saying logging dot basic config and level equal to logging dot what is it? Debug. If I am saying logging dot debug, now this will get logged. Now you see there is a message called debug and this will get logged and all events at or above debug level will now get logged. See here, all events at or above debug level will not will now get logged. It means what are the all other events here? All above debug, all above events are what? Critical. And second one is what? Error. Third one is what? Warning. Fourth one is what? Info. And at the same time it is also display which one? Debug. It is also display which one? Debug. Now the following example shows the usage of all three. Now import logging and logging dot basic configuration, and you are trying to display this log messages inside one file. What is the name of the file here? Application.log and file mode equal to what? W and format. You are trying to display the name and level name and what is that? message. If you are saying name, level name as well as what? Message. Name is nothing but what is the name here? Name is nothing but what is the name is displayed. You can see the name. Name is nothing but which function is called. Which function is called. Now by default, what is the name here? See here, root. Root is nothing but, see, there is a name. Name is nothing but name. Which function is called? Root is nothing but main. By default, which function execute all the statements? Main. What is the default function here? Main. And then level name is what here? Error. Level name is error. Now this will be logged to a what? File. Now this is a message which is stored inside which file here? App.log. Which message will be displayed here? It is displayed which message? Error. Now here I said logging.warning, and this message get stored inside which file? App.log. Now this messages look like, but will be written inside what here? Named one file called app.log instead of which one? Console. What is the meaning of this is, just to see with a simple example. So import. What is the name of this module? Logging. Okay. Very basic example I'm telling you. So there is a try block. I try to input integer of input. Enter which number? First number. Okay. And n2 equal to integer of input. Which number? Second number. Okay. Then n3 equal to n1 divided by n2. So I just write here accept. Which error? Which error here? Zero division error. Zero division error. So I want this error should be stored in logging dot basic config. Logging dot what is that? Basic what? Config. Basic config. So I want this to be stored inside what? File. So I just give the file name. So file name. So what is the name of the file is some app.log, and mode is, I just write here append mode. Okay. So I just write what here? Append mode. I'm not defining any format. Now format also will write it. So comma, I define the format here. So format. So format, how I want to store the message. First I want to display the name and level name, and second one is what? Message. So here I'm saying logging dot which message here? This is called as which message? Error message. This is called as which one? Error. So what is it? Error? Cannot divide number with what here? 0. Cannot divide number with the 0. So I just test my application. Okay. So what I'm doing, I just try to run this. Mode of file mode. So there is a file mode. So that is what. So file name and file mode here. So enter any number. So the number is 10 and 2, and we'll display the result here. What is the result here? N3. So I just run this. So 10 and 2, and what is the value given? 5.0. I run this 10 and 0. What happened? Is it generated error or not? Yes. But where is this file get stored in? Where this file is get created? In the current working directory. In the current working directory. So I save in F drive. Okay. So I just enter 10 and 0. So where this file is created in? F drive. So what is the name of this file? app.log. So just open this file. Now you can see the error message. is a root. And what is that error? Error cannot divide number with a 0. Cannot divide number with a 0. Cannot divide a number with what here? 0. Okay. Yes, but where this message is get stored in one file. What is the name of this file? App.log. In the same way, for example, you are communicating with a database. You are communicating with which one here? Database. Import logging. So I just write within the try block connection. So import MySQL dot which one? MySQL dot connect. Connector. MySQL dot connector. So MySQL dot connector dot, what is the function here? Connect. So connect, it followed by what name? Database name. And second one is what name? Username. Second one is a username. Second one is a username. And third one is what here? Password. So password equal to which one? Root. Now here I'm trying to display one message. What is that message? Is logging dot, or logging dot which message? Info message. What is the info message is? Connection is. What is the message? Connection is what? Connection is established. Connection is what here? Established. This is an info message. Connection is established. Is an info message. And after that, I just write except. Then I said logging dot. Okay, logging dot. So again, I'm displaying which message? Error message. So error in establishing. Error in establishing what here? Connection. Error in establishing what here? Connection. So logging dot info. Okay. Just write here this. And it will try to search for that username. Now there is an error. What is it? Error in establishing which one? Connection. Okay, because is it this database is there or not there? Not there. So what is our database? Python 11 AM DB, right? So no, this is also not there. What is the database here? The day we created. Some DB, PyDB 11 AM, right? So, okay. Now, is it connection is established or not? Yes. But is it this message is displayed or not displayed? Not displayed, right? So, after establishing connection, is it any message here? No. So, logging dot. What is the name of this logging dot? What is that message I displayed? Info, right? So, info message is displayed or not displayed? Not displayed. But if I want to display the info message, what do I have to do? I have to configure, right? So I have to configure. So I try to configure this by saying logging dot. Can you set the levels or not? Yes. So how can you set the level? Right? So there is a method. What is the name of this method? Set level. What is the name of the function here? Set level. What is the name of the method? Set level is there. What is the name of the method? Set level. Logging dot. Okay, logging dot. What is that here? Logging dot. You are trying to define the basic configuration. So logging dot. What is the object here? Logger object. logging dot, what is the name of the object? Logger object. So I created which object here? Logger object. And here the name will be there and level is also there. So I try to define the logging level as which one here? I try to define the logging level as which one here? 10. Okay. So I just write here, I create a logger object. I created logger object and then I say L dot. L dot. L dot, what is the name of this method here? Set level. What is the name of this method here? Set level. I set the level as what here? 10. Okay. I set the level as a 10. So the name of the argument. So name equal to some L I have taken, right? So that is required argument. What is that here? Required argument. I said set level is 10. So what is the level 10 here? What is the level 10 here? Debug. Okay. But I try to set the level. I set the level as what here? 20. L dot. L dot set level. But actually once you establish connection, it will try to display this message. What is the message it will display? Connection established. For example, if I give invalid username, suppose, if I give the invalid username, suppose I have given the username is R. Now you can see there is a message error in establishing what? Connection. But if I give the valid username, now I said L dot info, but it should display this information. Connection is established because this is which log here? Info log. And this is error log and this is what here? Info log. Even it should display the info message. L dot info means it should display this message. It should not be off. Why? Because I set the level as what here? 10. So 10 means it should display 10 above all the levels. It should display 10 as well as what? Above all the levels. Means it should display debug message, info message, warning message, error message, as well as what? Critical message. It should display debug message, info message, warning message, error message, as well as what? Critical message. So that can be handled by using which one here? Set level. That is handled by using which one? Set level. So logging is nothing but storing. What you are storing it? Different types of messages. But that can be stored either on console. That can be put either on console, right? That can be put either at console or inside one file. So this is storing inside one file. And what is the name of the file? std.log. You can see now we are going to set the threshold of logging to debug. So set level logging dot debug. So debug, info, warning, error, critical. So this should be order, right? So debug, info, warning, error, and what is that? Critical. So first is which message here? Debug. Then this is information and this is warning. And this is what is that? Error. And this is what here? Critical. Now you can change the format of log level or any other attribute of the log record along with the setting file name. Now you can define the file name by using an attribute called which one? File name and format. What you are displaying? Only the time as well as what? Message. But this messages get stored inside which file? std.log. So that's all. This is very simple concept. Is only displaying information or messages. What kind of messages you come across in application development? You come across different types of messages like error messages, information messages, warning messages. Okay. So all these messages you are trying to put inside one file or you are trying to display within the console, right? So, but by default, it will display where? On the console, not inside a file. If you want to display inside a file, you have to configure it by using one function called which one? Basic config function. And you have to define what name here? File name. And what is the name of the file I've given? std.log. So simple example is this one only. What you are doing it, try blog is there. So when there is an error, it will raise an exception or not? Yes, zero division error. And using logging, you are displaying which message? Error message. Using logging, you are displaying which message? Error message. But where this error message is displayed in? File. This error message is displayed in one file. Now, if you don't want on a file, you can just remove that and you can say 2.5. And if you don't want that, I just disable that configuration. You can see what is this message? Error and root and cannot divide a number with what here? 0. Now, this is nothing but root object of logger here, right? Yes, but if you want to put inside a file, you just do the configuration and give the file name. What is the name of the file here? app.log, right? So error, and here we display even info. We'll see logging dot info and str of, okay, division is successful. Division is done. Okay, so I just input 5 and 2.5, but this info function should display the message, right? What is the message you should display? Division is done. Okay, we'll just run this code. So import logging. So logging dot set level. Logging dot set level is there. So first you create a logger object. L equal to logging dot. What is the name of the function here? Get logger. So this will return which object? Logger object. And then you set the logger L dot. What is the name of this? Set level and logging dot debug. Logging dot debug. Then you start with the L dot. What is that message? Debug. L dot debug. So this is debug message. This is debug message. L dot info. And this is which message? Info message. And L dot warning. Next is a warning, right? Warning message. Now this is warning message. L dot error. So this is which message here? Error message. And L dot critical. L dot critical is there. So this is critical message. So this is nothing but severity level. Based on that, you define the messages, right? So what will happen if you run this? Yeah, this is warning message and this is error message. And this is what here? Critical message. But I set the define logging as what here? Debug. How many messages displayed? Warning, error, and critical. Warning, error, and one more is a critical. But it should display debug, info, warning, error, as well as critical, right? We'll take this as info now. Warning, error, and critical. Only three I'm getting, right? Yeah, this is working. This is error message, and this is what? Critical message. Error message and what? Critical message. Okay, so that is nothing but on and off. I say no. By setting the level, you can on and off what certain messages. But those messages will be there in the program, but will not be displayed. Those messages will be there in the program, but those are not displayed. Not displayed. So logging, log in, log out. Suppose, for example, if you take employee system, in employee system, suppose I want to keep track of like when the user is logged in and when the user is what? Logged out. For that, I want to prepare one log file. I want to prepare one log file, right? Log file. So login is one event. So when that event occurred, I want to store some information into which file? Log file. That is called which information? Is it that is a error or debugger? No, it is only information. That is only which one? Information to know it. How many users are logged in and which user is logged in when. So that information I can put inside one file. I can put error messages also inside one file. I can put error messages also inside one file. I can put debugging messages also inside one file, or I can enable or what? Disable. Now that can be done by using which module here? Logging module. Even this log messages you can also send from, you can store even in database also. This log messages can be stored in database. This log messages can be sent on a network. Suppose sometimes what will happen if Windows is not working, you'll get one message. What is that? Report. When you say report, what will happen? One log file will be created, and that log file contain all error messages and sent to what? Windows people. Now Windows people will check what kind of error is, and immediately it will respond back. So the same thing will happen when you work with what? Projects. If there is any error is occurred, this person will not contact, right? Then immediately one log is sent to you, and within that log you'll check what kind of mistakes done by which one? Client. And based on that, you'll give some suggestions. Don't do this, you have to do like this. Otherwise, why that error is occurred, you'll just debug it. Now that is very much helpful when you're developing which one? Projects. Okay. Yes. Now this is done by using one simple module. And what is the name of this module is logging module. So it will try to display different messages. These are called as standard levels. First one is debug, second info, warning, error, and one more is a critical. Nothing more on this. It is only redirecting the messages on console or redirecting the messages to what? File. Redirecting the messages to the console or redirecting the messages to what here? File. Right? Yes. Then this is actually a simple module only. But anyway, you should know what is the meaning of logging, right? Logging is nothing but messages only, log messages. Logging is nothing but log messages, but this messages you try to put in different places, right? And you have a different types of logging messages, right? Okay, I'll just copy this notes here. But this you come across when you start developing which one? Applications, right? I put some comment here, but how to remove this? Okay, I'll remove and copy it. Okay. So there is one more module you're asking, right? So what is that module is? There is one more module you're asking, and what is that module is? What is that module here? Turtle module. Okay, turtle module. Okay. So there is one more module is there. See, all these are miscellaneous things related with the Python. Turtle module. Turtle is one module, right? And this module comes with the Python software only. So Turtle Python, right? So this is also comes with the Python software only. This is also comes with what? Python software. Turtle module is a default module only. Turtle module is a default module only, which comes with the Python software only. So Turtle graphics is a popular way of introducing programming to what? Kids. Okay. So Turtle graphic is a popular way of introducing programming to what? Kids. It was a part of the original logo programming language developed by this person, right? An image. Okay, now this is nothing but now just displaying which one? Just displaying which one? Drawing it. Turtle module provide to draw it. So Turtle module is extended re-implementation of the same named module from Python standard distribution up to what version? 2.5. 2.5. Right now there are some basic steps will be there in order to work with what here? Turtle module. But what is the use of Turtle module is working with which one? Working with which one? Graphics. Turtle module provides some methods to work with which one? Graphics. Graphics are using Turtle module. You can draw which one? Shapes. Using Turtle module, what you can do? You can draw the shapes, because Turtle module will provide one pen. By using that pen, what you can do is you can draw the line, you can draw the circle, it will provide one pencil or it will provide one pen by using which you can draw whatever you want it, you can draw it. Okay, but you should know only the directions. Like you want to draw by moving it. Suppose if you see paintbrush is there, so there is a paint. I want to draw the line. What do you do it? You move from here. Which position? From this position you move. Which side? You move which side? Forward. You move which one? Forward. And after that you move what? You move what? Top. And then you move which side? Backward. And then you move which side? You say down and move which side? Forward. You'll say which one? Forward. Now, this is how you draw which one? A rectangle. This is how you draw which one? Rectangle. Now, Turtle module provide one pen by using which what you can do? You can draw the graphics. You can do paint, or you can draw the different shapes. You can draw the different shapes by using which one? Turtle module. Turtle graphics is a popular way for introducing programming to what here? Kids. But this is taken from which programming language? Logo programming language, right? So it is used. Now I've just taken that only. It is used for drawing. It is used for drawing which one? Graphics. It is used for drawing which one? Graphics. So Turtle graphics is a popular way of introducing programming to kids. It is used to draw or drawing which one? Graphics or what do you call it as? It's called as which one here? painting. If you want to paint it, if you want to paint it, if you want to draw it, or if you want to print it, then you take the help of which module? Turtle module. But if you want to draw anything, what you required first? You required one canvas, right? You take one canvas, you take one pencil, you define the width of the pencil, and you find different types of pencils. Using that pencil, what do you do it? You draw different types of shapes. You try to draw the different types of shapes by moving left side, right side, or top, or what is that? Bottom. Now, all these directions and all these shapes are provided by which module? Turtle module. I don't know what you do with that. Okay. So it is only for which one? Kids, right? Okay. It is for kids. Okay. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, we'll see it. Yes. I think this is good one. So where provided some simple examples for working with the, I think, because these people are belongs to Python people. Okay. So first thing is you have to import which module? Turtle module. We'll just import so we'll just import Turtle module. Write a program. So import Turtle module. So this is import Turtle module, and then you have to create one screen. Screen is nothing but, if you want to draw anything, you require which one? Canvas. If you want to draw anything, what you required? Canvas. And you can get that canvas or the window by using which one? A get screen. So get screen is there. S equal to, so turtle dot get screen. Turtle dot, what is that here? Get screen. Yes. So get screen. Now this is created one paintbrush. Yes or no? This is called as a canvas. Now cursor is already there. Can you see the cursor here? You want to draw by moving which side? Which side? Forward direction. Which direction? Forward. Then you go to up. And up means it will move cursor up. And you should define the position. Okay. And then again you move which direction? Forward direction. And from here you move which direction? Backward direction. Now, but this is graphics. Now, once you create this window, what do you do next? You have to draw it, right? Next thing is you have to draw it. Next thing is you have to draw it. Draw. So turtle dot turtle. Now, when it is up, it means that no line will be drawn when it is moves. And when it is down, it means that a line will be drawn when it is what? Moves. So there is up and there is what here? Down. Now moving the turtle. So there are 4 directions that turtle can move it. One is forward, backward, left, and one more is what? Right. So the turtle moves forward or backward in the direction that is it's facing it. Now if you run this, can you see the turtle or not? Yes. Can you see the turtle here? Yes or no? Now you can move this and backward, forward. You can move backward, forward. Now you can see it. Turtle moves forward or backward in the direction that it's facing it. You can change this direction by turning it left or what is that? Right. Left or what is that? Right. Now you can see this. Left or right. You can change the direction. Now, in which direction it is? You can see it is in which direction? Right direction. If you want to change it, you can change to what? Left also. Right? Okay. Okay. Then I said right and forward 100, left position is what here? 90. And backward what? 100. So this will draw one line, I think. There's an error. Here. So this is, what is our, where is T again? We use T again, right? Total directly can draw it. A total dot, total, right? You can use this, or you can use what? Total also. This will also create one shape here. Now you can see, is it drawn or not? So from which direction? Just see here. So from which direction? From here, right? From here. Now what I said, so S dot right, how much it is? 90. And S dot right, actually it was there. Actually it was there at which position? This position, right? But moved how many points right side? 90. And then drawn one, moved right side 90 and forward how many here? 100. And S dot left how much here? 90. And backward is what here? 100. Just see the direction, how you want to move that to till, right? The direction, how you want to move that to till. So it can be forward direction or it can be what? Backward direction. I just put this in comments, right? So there is a right and forward comments. So there is a right and what is it? Forward. So there is a right and then what here? Forward. Because the total is down or not? Yes. So right and forward. Then after that you are saying what? Left. Left how much here? Left is what here? See, left. Now this is left. See, total is showing which side? This side, right? But left total is showing which side? Left. Now it is again which side? Backward. Backward how much? Backward how much here? 100. Backward how much here? 100. Backward is how much? 100. You want this? Okay, no problem. Okay. So backward, forward, this one is a line. So this is the coordinates, right? Now you can see if you take this is X and Y. Now this you can call it as 0 and 0. Based on this, you can move forward or what is that? Backward. Backward based on. So even you can go to a specific position by using which one here? Go to. So where there is 100 comma what? 100. So 100 is X and 100 is what here? Y. Okay, drawing different types of shapes here. Now you can also use FD. FD means forward direction. Okay, right and forward direction, right, forward direction, right, and again what? Forward direction. So it is drawn one square or not? Yes. And you can also draw different shapes also. Total dot, which one? Circle is there. Now circle with some radius. You can draw the circle with some radius. So S dot, what is that? Circle. Now this is a circle with some radius because I started from that position, right? Because wherever this total is there, from there it will draw it. Okay. Wherever that circle is there, from total is there, from there it will draw it. Okay. So total dot array. So total is there and configure the total window and for radius in a range of some 60 comma 60 comma some 120 comma 20. So S dot circle with what here? Radius. Maybe. What I'm expecting will I get? So from that position, yeah. From that position, again, it will draw one more line with a different radius. How many circles I draw here? 60 to 120 means increment by what? 20. 60 plus 20 is 80. 80 plus 20 is 100. It's only three circles, but you can increase the number of, right? So this will get number of circles here. From that position onwards, क्या करते हैं यार इसको देख के? खाली देखना ही है यार. Is it any user? Any use is there? If you want to develop some animations, graphics, then use it, right? Otherwise, any user, no use. No use. Somebody is asked because of that. I'm telling you, otherwise, okay, dot, T dot, dot, dot. So we can give as dot, dot. I will decrease this number of circles, right? So dot, the size of the brush, right? Now three circles. You can define colors also. Now suppose if I write here S dot dot here, right? So dot means it will just draw only a dot, right? Okay. Yes. S dot dot. So this is a dot. Okay. Displaying one dot. Displaying one dot. Dot is there. Changing the screen color. Trudel dot. What is this color here? Background color. Trudel dot background color. And if you want to set the title of the window, you can define. And you can define the total size. This is the size of the total, right? Total is there. No, this is a size. Which direction you want to increase the size of this? You can increase it. Okay. Now changing the pen size. Pen size is there. You can define the pen size here. S dot. S dot, what is it? Pen size. So the size I have given some 10, right? Now the pen size get increased, right? Okay. So pen color. Pen color. Pen color also you can define. So pen color is, okay, pen color is there. So total color or pen color also you can define. Okay. So I can define the pen color. Okay. Suppose shape size is there and fill color. Can I do that? S dot. What is this here? Fill color. So what is the fill color I've given? Some red. Wow. Total color is filled with red. But I want which color? Brush color. 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 You can change the colors, right? So square and pen speed also you can increase. And customizing pen color. Pen color is there. Pen color only I said, right? What I said, pen color, fill color. No, pen color. So this is pen color here. So this is pen color. I don't know what you do with this. Okay. But this is working with what here? Total pen color, fill color. Yes, this is pen color and what is that? Fill color. Now you want to fill this circle with some color. So it is only for doing some, what do you do with this total? Graphics. I just put this link, right? Shall I put this link? It says Python official, official website. Okay. It is there in Python official website. Okay, right? Okay. So what else here? Now, okay, now this is, I said, no, this is the last topic what you have. Okay, now what I'll do is, so there is one project is there, because already we know how to work with the files. And already I said in database how to develop one project, like with a sign in as well as what sign out, right? Now, what is your job is, so there is one project is there. Now you have to convert this. Actually, this project is developed using file system, but you have to convert this into a database. Okay. You have to convert this into what? Database. I'll try to give this project and just to see, because already we know the concept of files and already we know how to work with the GUI development. Okay. Yes. Now this is a simple banking system, right? Simple banking system. So what you are doing in this simple banking system is, this is actually GUI application. GUI means desktop. Okay, nowadays nobody is using which applications? Desktop. If one person is there, he'll use what? Desktop. Number of people are there, then use web application. Okay. So this is just to know about how to develop a GUI application. Now this is simple banking system. Okay. Now here there are two options are there. One is login. First one is a login and second one is a creating a new account. So if you want to create a new account, just click on which one? Create new account. But this account will be created automatically. For every customer, this particular project maintains two files. For every customer, this project will maintain two files. One is called as a master file and one more is called as a details file. What this master file contains is information about customer. What is that? PIN number, balance, account number, customer name. What is there in this? PIN number, balance, account number, and one more is a name. And there is one more file is there. What is that file? Details file. So what this details file contain? Date, how much amount is deposit and how much amount is withdraw and balance available. Now this will be done when you print what here? Passbook. Now this is appending. How you add this? By using append. What you are trying to append here? Date, time, and what is that? Credit amount, and then balance available. So append, what you are appending? Credit amount and updated balance and debit amount, and what is that? Is it this is a passbook or not? Yes. So transaction file is nothing but what here? Passbook. And master file contain only these things: PIN number, balance, account number, and one more is a name. So PIN number, balance, account number, and one more is a name. So for every customer, how many files will be created? Two files. One is a master file and one more is what? Details file. An account number will be generated automatically by taking the last account number from this record. What is this record here? Account record, which is having last account number and last account number plus one. So that is a new account number or not? Yes. Last account number plus one is nothing but new account number. New account number, last account number plus one. Coding also very simple. Here, write is there. Open account record dot text in which mode? Read mode. This is nothing but creating a new account. So account number equal to F1 dot read line means first line is read. And that is nothing but last account number plus one. That is nothing but new account number. And that new account number will be updated in what? account record. So that when you create another account, that last account number is read and plus 1 is done, right? So after that, for every customer, you create 2 files, I said, no? How you create a files? Files are created with what number? Account number. You are creating files with what name? Account number name. Account number name. Account number name. So how many files are created here? 2 files are created. Now this is a master file and this is what here? Details file. In master file, what you are trying to input? PIN number, opening credit balance, account number, and one more is what? Name. And in details file, what you are trying to input? Account number. What you are trying to input? The date and time, and the creditor, what is that? Debit, right? And after that, you will display the message. Now your account is what? Created. Your account is created. Now what will happen if you credit? Credit is nothing but what? Deposit. If you deposit, what you are doing it? You are trying to open which file? Master file. In which mode? Read. Because master file is having which one? Balance. You are reading PIN number and you are reading which one? Balance. And then you are saying the amount. Amount, transaction amount plus what? Balance. And that will be updated in which file? That will be updated in which file? Master file. And that will be appended in which file? Details file. That will be updated in which file? Details file. Added in this details file. Which one is added here? Credit transaction is added in which file? Details file. But I've done using files. But you convert this into what? Database. Use a backend as what? Database. Okay, database, use it. Now debit right is there. So where again you open which file? Master file, and then read PIN number as well as what? Balance. And you are checking, is it amount is greater than balance? If the amount is greater than balance, you are displaying what? Error. Saying that, okay, you don't have sufficient balance. Otherwise, you are saying balance minus what? Amount. And then you are updating which one? Master file. And you are adding details in which file? And details file. Very simple. Concept is very easy. If you see the code, you can understand. Because you already know files. You already know files and you also know which development? GUI. So you created Kinter window, and this is what? Size of the window, and this is a title of the window, and you configure which one? Background color of which one? Window. And within window, you created what? Frame, right? So this is GUI development. It means it is not a web application. It is only which one? Desktop application. What is your job is? Convert this, because I've done with what here? Files. But you convert this into what? Database. You convert this into what here? Database, right? So enter the name of the person and open credit balance and enter the PIN number, okay, and submit. Your account number is created here. So account number is created, but where is created? So desktop, banking, and you can see this is a new account number, previous account number, and this is a new account number, okay, and this is a balance and this is a account number. So once it is done, what you can do? Login. So login with what here? Name. Login with the name, and second one is what? Account number. Login with the name, account number, and PIN. Submit. You can see check the balance. Now this is check balance, and this is view transactions, and this is a credit, means deposit. I want to deposit 10,000. Okay, now you can view the transaction. Now available balance is what? 20,000. Okay, then again I said a credit account. Now I want to deposit again. So I want to deposit some 15,000 credit. Now you can see the view transaction. Now 35,000 are available, and then enter the amount to be debited. I want to withdraw 5,000. I said debit. How much amount is debit here? 5,000. and remaining balance is what? 30,000. Okay. Now debit. I want to debit some 50,000. Is it sufficient? No. You don't have that amount left in your account. Please try again. So once I say log out, I just come out of this. But I said how to create this windows, right? And how to communicate with the database. Now your role is convert this simple application from files into what? Backend as what? Database. Convert this from file system to database system. Okay, right. That's it. So this is the last topic I said no. But even though I just try to upload this project and just see the project. Okay, and try to convert that project from file system to what? Database system. At the time of converting, if you have any doubts, right? If you have any doubts, you send a mail, right? Send a mail so that we can see, right? Yes, not required. Which one is not required? No problem. If I'm seeing, I'll reply here. If I see it, definitely I'll reply. Okay, right. That's all. Now I said, this is the last class, but most of the topics I covered. Okay. And I said, now if you have any doubts related with any other topics, if you want to attend any topic again, right? So there is one batch is going on at 4 o'clock where I started object oriented. Okay. If you want to attend that batch, you can attend. Okay. If you have any doubts and if you want to attend any other batch, any topic,